Hello, everybody. I am Complex Man, and this is my channel. Welcome to another episode. And today I am checking my estrogen levels and diving into the Paramount Plus original Rise of the Pink Ladies, the Grease adaptation. I didn't see too many people talking about this, so I wanted to put some words out there. Um, Now, the original Grease that came out in 1978, and it was set in 1959. I grew up watching this movie. My family was nuts about it, and um, so through them, I grew to like the kind of music. I like the characters. This was John Travolta's um, I want to say debut, or if not, close to it. Um, and The style was everything, and um, yeah, so it's like this was something that was close to my childhood. Was a little bit nostalgic. Um, so we are going to find out if this remake or this series touches base on anything that the original did, tried to, or maybe does better. Um, some of the things that were going on at the time set of the 50s, 60 era was feminism, civil rights movement, Vietnam War, anti-war protests, counterculture movements, which is AKA the hippie movement, political assassinations, and the generation gap, which consists of differing beliefs on politics, religion, society, and pop culture. So I don't remember too many of these things being addressed. I feel like, if anything, the original touched base on maybe feminism. It did show by the strong female characters, or the original Pink Ladies that were debuted in that adaptation, that that they were definitely more stronger and more opinionated, and they were holding debates, and for the most part they were right up there with men. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. I'm sure somebody out there that is a bigger fan of Greece and remembers it, and religiously watches it, um, will probably show me that I'm mistaken on those facts. But will the new adaptation or this new series, will that, like I said before, will it touch base on any of these things? We'll find out. So everybody remembers the original cast, which would consist of the Pink Ladies specifically, was Rizzo, Jan, Marty, Frenchie, and then of course Sandy. Um, the new one consists of the main lead, which is Jane, who is the brainy girl who is portrayed by a Hispanic actress in this adaptation. Olivia, the aggressive one, who is the sister of a T-Bird, who's also Hispanic. Cynthia, which is the butch tomboy who is Caucasian, and then Nancy, who didn't really have too much of a build up on character, at least in the first episode that I watched. So maybe she'll have more growth. Undoubtedly, she will in the future episodes, but she is played by an Asian actress. So already got a little bit of inclusion in there, and doing the whole representation thing that Hollywood loves to do so much. Um, Also, the time era of this series is set in 1954 to 55. So I guess this would technically be a prequel, since the Grease movie was set in 59. So I would say, yeah, self explanatory that this is probably going to be a prequel with the events happening before even Danny and Sandy get into the picture. We will see what happens with that. So, Setting the scene, our first episode starts off with Jane and Buddy. They're getting heated in a car, and Buddy starts to slip his hand up her hip, but nothing happens. Skip to our first musical number, which is the introduction to the original opening theme of Grease, which is Grease is the Word, I believe, for all those people that don't know. Not bad. Takes place in a drive-in. The T-Birds are introduced and now are more diverse, with their first Spanish-speaking greaser, Richie, and his sister, who was mentioned before, Olivia. The new character, Cynthia, is also a part of the crew, flashing her best tomboy impression, who cringes at the thought of even having a boy pursue her for her affection. And she desperately wants to be a T-Bird. The women in this adaptation are definitely a lot more aggressive and they're taking charge, which was something that was shown in the original a little bit, but I feel like it's a little bit more laid on thick in this series. Whereas the men are shying away. There was an instance where one of the greasers and one of the Soch girls, which is the other clique, are making out in a car, and she's getting really heated and really aggressive with him, and he actually has to take a step back and push her away, because she's just going too fast for him. So that is one thing. The next musical number has a lyric that says, "Good girls finish last and nice guys finish too fast." A little innuendo put in there at the expense of all men, so that's going to happen, unfortunately. So there is that setting, which was also in the setting of a them being in school at this point, and it was around the class where they were being taught on women's stereotypical lifestyle living, so taking care of the home, rearing children, taking care of the family, and all that kind of stuff. So obviously they were having none of it. The next number shows basically their play on Grease Lightning, which has Cynthia in the forefront, who is taking charge and singing her heart out about how times are changing and that she needs to be included as a T-Bird, uh, with hip gyrations included and a new slick back hair butch look. Um, Frenchie does make a appearance eventually in this episode. She was the one with the pink hair, had like the kind of like high pitched voice, and made friends with Sandy in the original. She is now Hispanic. She is the sister of the lead, Jane, which was previously mentioned. Uh, flash forward to a pep rally that is being organized by Jane, but there is now a bunch of speculation going around that she is easy, being that in the beginning sequences during the drive-in, she was caught going a little too far with her boyfriend Buddy at the time, and somebody saw them. So now rumors got thrown everywhere within the school, and of course, just how normal school is, people gossip. So she is now being branded as easy, and thanks to her own clique, these are her own people, the Soches. The rally is cut short when Jane is called a slut publicly. While the T-Birds pull their classic mooning shtick that was made famously portrayed in the original that they did at I believe it was the prom, but they do the same tactic again as a little bit of a throwback to that same gag where the guys all pull their pants down and moon the people at the prep rally to try to get revenge by making fun of something that the Soches orchestrated. Um, Everybody does it except for Cynthia, which is kind of ironic because it kind of falls into that whole feminist viewpoint these days where you want to be part of the guys, but you also want special treatment and you want um, to have exceptions in the kind of things that you do. But despite everything, things do not go Cynthia's way, and she is rejected at being a T Bird. Um, Fasting forward, the episode concludes with the not yet named Pink Ladies, Jane, Olivia, Cynthia, and Nancy, um, all being united as outcasts or being either ridiculed, made fun of, or picked on. And um, they come to the focal point at the school presidential debate where Jane puts her name in the running to make a stand for everything that has been going on in the episode. Um, and lo and behold, which I was kind of surprised that they did this, but in a protesting fashion, after everybody got the acknowledgement and they all took center stage, the four women go ahead and they moon the audience. After all that happens, they steal the T-Bird's car. They go to Jane's house where they officially become the Pink Ladies. So that's just a brief rundown of what was taking place in the episode. If you really want to see it a little bit more in depth, I purposely left out a lot because maybe you want to have your own rendition of it or be able to have your own take on it. See how you like it. So based on everything that was heard, I don't think it went too far. I think this is a rarity that Hollywood actually didn't go all that woke with this adaptation. There were a few nods at feminist stuff that was going in there. Yet again, a lot of the other topics and things that I listed off earlier in the beginning intro, they seem not to touch base on those. I wonder if they will later in future episodes, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We see what comes from it. But yeah, check it out. For those that are big fans of the Grease franchise, please do let me know what your take on everything is. If I missed anything or if I said something incorrectly, please let me know in the comments. And yep, this is my second episode of my reviews for my channel. So I appreciate you taking the time to join in this review of mine. And what can I say except for with everything that is going on in the world and how woke Hollywood is happening, all I can say is to remember to take your blue pills and stay in the dream world. Do not be woke. Stay asleep. Keep living it up in your own dreams. And thank you so much. If you like what I said, if you want to see more on this particular show, let me know. I will stomach the rest of the episodes if you guys want to see more. And as usual, please subscribe, like, and thanks again for joining my review and joining my channel. Until the next one, have a good one.